Welcome to the OAPN Podcast with your host, Adarsh Sakare. No bullshit, no cuts. 100% raw conversations with 0% fucks to give. We don't encourage the consumption of alcohol, but if you want to open up a cold one while you watch this, it's not a bad idea.
Welcome to episode number 120 on a personal note with Adarsh Sakare. On 119 we had Naveen Suresh, of course. We had a wonderful episode there. Today is a different episode. Today for the first time we have someone from a very different field. Today for the first time I think the episode is also going to be a mixture of a personal journey, but I think the value you're going to take away that you can add to your day-to-day life is also something that's going to be pretty high on this episode. Before I talk more about who is with us today and a little more about the person's profile, let's say hi to Dr. Santhosh Kumar. Hi doctor, welcome.
Yeah, hi.
Namaskara.
Hi Adarsh. Namaste.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಆದರ್ಶ್?
All good.
Good.
Life ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ? You have a bright smile always. How are you so positive?
No, that's what people have noticed it.
Okay.
So why? That is the cheapest thing what you can have on your face, isn't it?
Doesn't cost much.
Yeah, no cosmetics, no ornaments.
But are you always this happy? Because from the time you walked into the studio, you've been smiling and happy and positive.
This is what the state is.
Even if your day is started bad, do you come to this mode very immediately?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because see, what you carry is your vibes or energy. That is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are anger, okay, emotionally, so that will be passing to your surroundings. There is no doubt about it. And as a doctor being in a medical field, definitely we can't afford it. So whatever the patient comes with the problem with, so they have to go out with the light feeling. That is the main job. Diagnosis, treatment is the next part.
Next part.
Yeah.
I think on that note, a little more formal introduction. Today we have Dr. Santhosh Kumar, who's been in this field for about 15 years now.
Yes.
He is the founder of Trident Care, which is a ENT super speciality. So a little bit about him. He is a distinguished consultant in ENT, head and neck and skull-based surgeon at Trident Care's ENT super speciality. Dr. Kumar is also an alumnus of the Bangalore Medical College.
Yes.
And Research Institute, which is where he got his gold medal in MBBS in Shema, Bangalore,
Yes.
from what I heard. He holds postdoctoral fellowships in clinical rhinology and anterior skull-based surgery, reflecting his extensive training and expertise in these specialized fields. With an impressive career spanning several renowned hospitals in Bangalore as well as Hyderabad, but I'm sure you've traveled across to other cities as well over the last 15 years.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure the opportunity has come. But apart from his, practice, Dr. Kumar is also an active contributor in medical research and various publications and presentations at an international and national level. I also hear that his part of giving back to the society is very active. That is not something that, like in his own words, that's not a separate part. It is the main part of what he does. That's giving back to society, being at service to people. Apart from this formal introduction, a few words from what I've known Doctor here for the last, say, 30 to 45 minutes. I think there is a deeper level of understanding of what life is, and there are thoughts around religion, there are thoughts around spirituality, there are thoughts around general health as well. So I think I do not want you to think that this is an episode specially dedicated to only ENT super speciality topic, while we are going to be talking about what Trident Care stands for and what is the motivation of starting this venture and how all of this started, because that's a huge part of what Dr. Santosh is. At the same time, we're going to be touching upon a lot of these other topics which 100% of you who are going to be listening to this can relate to. This is an opportunity for us to cover a story like never before. If you know Dr. Santosh, if you're one of his patients, if you're one of his family members, great. This is a chance for you to get to know him a little more better. If you've never had a chance to sit down with Dr. Santosh and have this conversation with him, well, this is definitely an opportunity for you to sit down and do that. So welcome, doctor. Welcome to the episode. Thank you for coming here. Time to bittu, you've come all the way from Hennur. So thank you.
Dhanyawad, Adarsh. Thank you for inviting.
We are excited. Like I was saying, I appreciate the positivity you're coming in here with. But just for context, before we get into some of the major topics, why did Santhosh Kumar decide to be Dr. Santhosh Kumar? We'll start with that.
Okay. So that you need to put it in a destiny and a free will, isn't it? So now...
So we've already gotten spiritual.
No, spiritual is already part of us. So we are spiritual.
We've already gotten spiritual.
So
nice.
It takes little time to get awareness of it. Otherwise, we are already spiritual.
Sure.
So now, for example, now I have come here, isn't it? So we don't know whether it's a destiny or free will in the superficial level. But coming here is a destiny. Okay. But to continue here is a choice or a free will.
Oh, okay.
So whatever the decision you take, so that is based upon your previous memories and the destiny. Otherwise, you can't take a decision. So getting into the medical field, yes, there are many aspects. Like, we get inspired or motivated with many things, isn't it? So whoever is precise in their skills, even the tendernet coconut wala, so you get inspired by him if he does something unique and this thing. But why it inspired only to get into certain profession, that is destiny. So I call it as a destiny to get into the health field and be part of the service sector to the patients and the society.
Sure. What's also interesting, doctor, is that you are one of the first doctors in your family, as I understand.
Yes.
So I also wanted to understand how was that decision and what was your parents' reaction when you said, okay, you want to pursue this field?
Yeah. So coming to that part, I think any parents in this world or our India, they'll be very excited to see their children to be part of the patient's life and treating them and serving them. Okay. Because they would have seen their family members suffer and how one doctor can bring changes in their life. So definitely, yes, parents were very happy, and they are the backbone of my education and what we are now currently. Okay. Definitely, I attribute completely to their foot. So I respect them a lot in that aspect, because getting into the medical field is one part, but sustaining is like how you maintain an elephant in the medical field without any expectation. Just yes, you can tell yes, my son is a doctor or a daughter is a doctor, but to maintain that balance, like to support them for 10 to 14 years is really a tedious task. I think which they did profoundly well.
So you, during your college, when you decided that, MBBS is what I want to do, were you generally an academically oriented student? Was studying easy for you, or was it, difficult? Did you feel it easy, or did you feel it difficult?
No, definitely it was easy. I look into the aspects that we can't stick to one thing. Even though I was a backbencher.
Okay. You were a backbencher?
Yeah, I was a backbencher.
Very hard to believe.
Yeah, in my medical college, definitely we used to sit in the back bench and we used to do all sorts of things. Where that age group people, they're supposed to do or they will do. So there is no doubt about it. Sure. And whenever it comes to academics, definitely we used to respect that time period. Yes, and we used to sit and finish off that.
Yeah.
Because we know what is the main intention of coming over there. So enjoyment and having a joy and fun, that is part of it. So we had both. So it was a very good journey throughout.
Very I mean, hard to believe you sat in the last bench, but
Not only you,
Fine.
even my family members, they won't believe
Believe
me,
it.
nor my friends, but whoever part of it, they know what I am.
truth. During college, what was the subject you chose, and on what basis did you choose it?
See, definitely, if you want to get into medical field, so in Karnataka, we used to have the option of biology with PCM, that is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So soon after 10th, yes, definitely I chose that. So if you ask me whether you had already thought about medical, so as I told, it's a destiny. So let us not get into no, I didn't think and all. So we get
It
into
was
the it was biology, and once we get into the MBBS. So then there is no much stress about choosing the subjects for next 5 years. So then comes the post graduation, to which field you want to get into it. So then we had various options like what all fields, and ENT is one of a field where you will have a option of working as a physicians, as a non-surgical, and also a surgical, and also with the super specialization. So this option the ENT had, and even ENT was a destiny, definitely. Even though ENT is seen as one of the lost sorted subject in India, but it's not the same with abroad in the US and all. It's one of the topmost branches where the people they want to get into,
Sure.
and they love to get into. But here it was the other way around. But definitely for me, I considered it as one of the very good option where I can act as a physician, surgeon, and also have some of the time to serve the society apart from the medical field.
And I'm sure at an early stage itself during MBBS, you would have realized what is the responsibility of being a doctor, how much dedication it's gonna take. So was that something you were ready for? Like, were you anytime scared that, okay, this is going to take a lot of time of my life, or were you okay with it? How was it? How was that for you?
So let me put into this. So it is just like you are entering to the sea. That's it. So you have to cross the sea and get part to the other part of the sea. That's it. So then you can't take any more decisions over there. So definitely you require a lot of dedication, no doubt. Not only in the medical field. I think now we are doing this podcast. So it requires a lot of commitment, isn't it? So that you know about it. But once you fall in love with what you do, then getting into the what you love, so that requires a lot of commitment and dedication. So that we understood at the first year itself. I'll tell you one funny incident what happened during our hostel days. So it was, I think, just like 2 weeks when we got into the MBBS course, and there was a hostel, and yes, all our seniors were there. So in second year, third year, so we used to see them speaking. See, I got 45 out of 100. I got 50 out of 100. And one fellow told, see, I got 60. Then other person told, okay, then you are the top of this time. So no, not me, the other seniors. So they were having conversation. So then we were like seeing stars, what they're speaking of 45, 50, 60, 65. Because we get into 95, 98, 99 during PUC and coming here. So then out of nowhere, one of our friend, he told, I think these people are coming here and they are wasting their time and also parents' time and money. They don't know the value. I'll show them what I'll score. So can you believe what was his score in the first internals? So he got 35. Then he understood how difficult it is. So it is not about talent. On 100, yes, on 100.
Wow.
So it's not about more of smart work, which works in the medical field. It's more of dedication and commitment. So it's the other way around in other subjects or the field, but in medical, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was telling you about my friend, Yashas.
Yeah.
He was telling me that during his MBBS, in his bathroom also, he had stuck a lot of things.
They do. Yeah.
Right? He used to tell me that while having bath, or, the first thing when he's brushing his teeth, there were few things he used to go through. and he had stuck it on the bathroom. Is this real or?
No, definitely they do. There were some of my batchmates and friends. Yes, they used to do this. Yeah, they used to stuck almost every wall in their room. Okay, definitely to go through that every day, memorize it and engulf it.
I think it's interesting. I feel it's a little like athletics.
Yes.
It's a little like athletics, because if you see all these movies around, athletes and great athletes, you'll see them wake up at 4 a.m., drink milk, go for a run. Before the city wakes up, you've already finished your run, you've eaten bananas, this, that. So there are certain professions that require you to be above average. And being a doctor is definitely one of them, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there should be no scope of error. Now, for example, now we are shooting. If something happens, we can pause it or again reshoot it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the decision making in the medical field, especially being a surgeon, when you're in the field, so there is no chance of error over there. So that requires a lot of perseverance and courage also to get into it. No doubt.
Sure.
So that's why I think in India we celebrate doctors little more compared to the other part of the world.
Because the amount of focus that's required.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think it's gotten easier or it's become harder now to become a successful doctor?
No, let me ask you, what is success?
Who's a successful doctor?
No, what is success according to you?
I think at least in the perspective I'm asking you the question is one, getting good education.
Okay.
Second, getting good opportunities to work in, say, big hospitals and things like that. Yeah. Has that gotten easier or has it become harder?
So that is successful according to...
At least that's the lens in which I'm asking you right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. That's not exactly what I would call successful doctor, right?
Yes.
But I'm checking on this lens here.
Okay. So in a simple way, placement.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely it has become much better now because many corporate setups have come up. So that has increased the scope of working in the corporate sectors with good facilities. Definitely no doubt about it. And also now the seats have increased. The government also put lot of effort. So lot of new seats are added, including the post-graduation and also for the bachelors, that is MBBS. But also in the meantime, the population is also scaling up. So if you compare to that, so still there is a lot of challenges to get into the exams, passing the exams and also finding the job. But it's more convenient now compared to what our time and also before time was. In terms of learning also now, thanks to digital media, so it has made little easy because of the AV. Yeah, audiovisual. So
becomes easier to learn concepts.
So we used to learn with the bones, sitting with it and discussing with our peers and friends overnight.
Yeah.
And also reading colorful atlas. Now it is a different thing. They can get the 3D model, even 4D model, and also mannequins. They can practice on it. It is almost real like a human body. So definitely it is more convenient to learn and also more opportunities. Yes, they have come up with now.
Sure. Because we spoke about big hospitals and because you said there are more corporates now, I have to bring it up that as much as more corporate hospitals are coming up, the personal touch of a doctor is decreasing now. And I have seen it myself, right? Like we used to have a family doctor for a very long time, maybe first 20 years of our life. But when we moved to another house, because he was very far, we had to search for new doctors and things like that. And I could immediately see a difference between a doctor in a big corporate hospital versus a treatment I used to get from my family doctor. And for a middle class household, your family doctor is actually your family doctor. He's from your family, and the way he takes care of you is very different. While in a big corporate, the second you say something, there is already a bill, getting ready. So I think it's the right time to get your opinion on how have you seen, giving a personal touch as a doctor. And then can we talk a little about what does Trident Care do to make people feel at home? Yeah.
Okay. A simple way. Now, how you want to get treated by others? If you treat the other person the same, the problem is solved. It is as simple as that. This is one aspect regarding the doctor perspective. Now, coming to the patient perspective, see, everyone holds their roles and responsibilities, isn't it? Yes, you would have heard about some doctor, some hospital before that would have stayed in your memory. And if you go with the same lens and meet the other doctor, definitely you will be attracting the same kind of attitude or the response from the other doctor. So go with the open lens, and definitely humbleness is the key from the both ends, from the doctor perspective and also from the patient perspective. If the humbleness is there, so you will get the very good care and also the treatment and also the emotional support from the doctor. So this is what I want to tell to everyone. Okay, so taking this as a medium approach. Definitely. See, when we want some solution, we should be in a more humbler side. Yes or no?
You need help. Yeah.
Because no one is selling anything here. When there is a sell part is coming up, so the seller will be like more approaching, more downtrodden, isn't it? So there are fields like teacher, doctors, and also the judges where they'll be authority figures.
Yeah.
Because they'll be providing the solutions and also the way where you can walk and you can have a very good health or a life. Yes or no?
Sure.
So in that aspect, when we are looking for a solution, yes, definitely humbleness is important. And coming to the authority figure like doctors are a thing, so definitely they should be more humble also to treat them like a kids, irrespective of their age. So whoever a patient comes, so you treat them as a kid. So with all their temper tantrums, and also we know because of the pain, so they are acting like that. So we can't act like them. So we have to use the other approach to make them calm and know what is their problem and provide the solution for that accordingly.
And I think people also smart. They realize who is a genuine person and who's not. I think it's very easy. And that's why certain doctors, I'm sure you'll also agree, like some people will not leave their doctor for entire lifetime. Because they know that that is the person they want to be with, and that is the person where they get the care that you were speaking about. And if the doctor is able to give that, then your patient will always come back to you for any advice. So have you had that journey where you have people coming back over the years again and again? They don't want to go to any other doctor even if you tell them. Is that something that happens?
So what I say my patient is, don't come back as a patient. Okay. You come back as a well-wisher, we'll have a coffee together or have a chat together. Okay, so we don't want any patient to come back as a patient.
Sure, I understand.
So what we use our approach is treatment and also the preventive aspect, so they can take care. Yes, definitely they will get their near and dear ones.
Yeah.
So if they have certain problems, so for looking the solution, definitely they get back to us.
Sure.
And still we find the trust from the mouth. That is what it carries a lot from the doctor's perspective. And the other question what you asked is the patient, or they nowadays they have become smarter, they can analyze who is genuine, isn't it? See, at that certain point of time, their reaction might be harsh. Okay, and I would like to put, no doctor wants to do any harm to anyone, irrespective, even though there are certain gray areas. Okay, so whatever the commercialization or the finance aspect, if you look into, but definitely we can declare no doctor wants to harm their patients or the other patients. No, within their limited knowledge, experience, time, and available resources, they try to treat the patients.
Got it.
Yes. From the doctor's perspective, if they can't handle, yes, they have to refer to the specialist who can handle those cases. So that will be a much more smarter approach from their side than handling themselves everything.
So I think it's also time to just understand, how did Trident Care as a brand start, and what motivated you to kick off that journey?
Okay. So Trident Cares is not a brand. It's mainly, as you mentioned, Trident Cares. So there is a care in that. So we just wanted to take...
My fault.
No worries.
It's not a brand.
That is how the globe is now. So that is what you're speaking of.
Sure.
So I totally agree with you in that aspect. So Trident Cares, under this name, so we wanted to give the wholesome approach in treat the patient and to have their health in terms of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect.
Sure.
So that's how we can get out from their actual disease or disorder. If we treat symptomatically, that will be like a temporary thing. So we have to address about their do's, don'ts, diet, lifestyle, day-to-day activities, which has become habit. So today's habit is tomorrow's your disorder. It is as simple as that.
Today's habit is tomorrow's disorder.
Yes.
Wow. We'll get into that a little more, but I think where I want to take this is, who were the people who started this journey with you? Not brand journey. Now I've changed the word. Journey is better.
That's a very good adaptability.
Journey is better.
Yes.
So who are the people who started this journey with you? And initially, when you started off, were there any challenges in starting off? Yeah.
There are many people who contributed to the journey. So it is not fair to point any one person.
Sure.
The main point of focus why we wanted this, the inspiration is from our patients. Okay, so definitely they were part of difference making for us to start this journey.
Sure.
And it all began in 2019, just as like an idea. So we wanted to come up with a name where the name itself has some the definition or message where it can reach to the people. So that's how the Trident Cares, the name we came up with. And it got materialized in 2021, that too very odd time, COVID time. So we came up with that. So before that, we used to give this online COVID consultation and treatment to our patients during that era, home treatment and other things. So 2021 August, it got materialized 20th. Yeah. So that is how the inception of Trident Case happened.
So it was amidst COVID.
Yes. During COVID, we came up with that.
Wow. And
those were the challenges where the laborers were not there. That is regarding the structural format.
Sure.
And also definitely the patients also they can't reach to the center during those difficult times. And the journey started with the difficulty or challenges.
Like every other journey.
Definitely.
There's no journey that starts without a challenge.
Then it is not called a journey.
Truth.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a little more specific about ENT as a topic, right? When we speak about ENT health, to just start off this conversation, maybe we can start with what are things people can do at home in their daily lives to take care of their ENT health. So yeah, maybe we can start with that.
So in terms of preventive measures and the precautions you're asking, isn't it? See, first and foremost is, I think, let us understand what ENT stands for. So this is for the layest to laymen, okay? Not for Adarsh or others.
For that. That's for us.
Yeah, not for you. Okay.
That is where we are.
So it stands for ear, nose and throat. So to begin with, the nose, so which is the gateway of our life, the breath, which is very much important. So you should have a very good breathing, so in day to day, so that we can achieve, if you don't have any other diseases or symptoms as nose block, so you can start with pranayama. So at least make a habit or a culture. Every day you spend 5 to 10 minutes for the simple pranayama or the anulom alternate nostril breathing. And other thing is, you can start with Surya Namaskara, where you salute the Sun Bhagwan and you get exposed to the sunlight, and also that will help in the cardio activity also. Second thing is the diet factor. So that I speak every day to my beloved patients and also wherever we go, because today's food is tomorrow's mind and body. So if you take care of your food, the food will take care of your body and mind. There's no doubt about it. So best is don't consume maida items, that is our beloved bakery items. Okay, so once in a while is fine. Not like you have to completely reject it or quit it. Once in a while, when you meet up with your family, friends, yes, just to have, please your taste buds. Oh, you can have that. No worries.
So only for celebration.
Yes, celebration. That's how it used to be before.
Life is a celebration every day. That's the problem.
That doesn't mean you should spoil your gut. That's with your mood and emotions.
See, I'll tell you, that's the biggest problem, doctor, today.
Yes.
Today, we have a birthday every day. We have an office party every day. We have a breakup every second day. So every day there is a reason for celebration.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the main reasons today's generation, it's hard for us to stick to a diet, because there are so many reasons to, break your diet and, give in to some of these pleasures.
True.
So how can you advise for this?
Now let's know a little bit about celebrate or celebrations, isn't it? So there is a simple way and the cheapest way of celebrating also.
Okay.
Just spread smile.
Okay.
Just smile. That is celebration. Okay. Celebrating a smile is itself a celebration. So no need of costing so much to disrupt your health of physical body and mind. There is no need of celebration as such. If you see others, like I think when we were at young age, at the age of 10, 11, so that's when we started understanding a little bit of festivals, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that time, everyone we used to gather in the festival, and special sweet they used to make, and special dish on that festival. So the science is different, that I'll come later. So the celebration used to happen only that specific period.
Yeah.
Okay. And later, nothing.
Nothing,
Isn't it? So no
Back
bakery items, nothing.
Home food every day.
Food, yes.
No sweets, no fried items, nothing. Yeah.
Exactly, isn't it? So that is actual celebration. And also, if you celebrate like unscientifically, that doesn't hold a value of celebration, and also it will lose its value. Does any near and dear ones, they come and meet you in festivals now? No, it has become more nuclear now, because they found that enjoyment life every day, as you told. Now and then breakup is happening, and some or the other celebration is happening, parties are happening, so they think it is routine.
So that speciality of occasions is gone down.
Yes.
But that has backfired on us.
Yes. But that doesn't mean that you should celebrate yourself. So you are a celebrity every day. So you have to celebrate yourself in being peace with you.
That is also a celebration.
Yes.
No, I think it's very important, because the cost of long-term health, we are also a generation that have not yet realized what our 40s are going to look like.
Definitely.
So is it going to look very bad the way things are going? See, with the Swiggy orders every day, with the sedentary lifestyle every day, or first, okay, let me change the question here, right? Is it too late, or is it still fixable for our generation?
See, there is never a situation it's too late. It's always better to act than being very late or not acting at all. So even if you think you can act now, definitely it is the right time. There is no wrong time to act on it. And coming to the Swiggy part and other part, see, any innovation which happens, it happens to solve the problem, isn't it? So no one just do for money.
Yeah.
So they want to solve certain problem. Certainly Swiggy or whatever the home delivery guys, see, we used to think if it will be so good if someone delivers to our home instantly.
Hot and fresh.
That is the other part. Even the Instamart, if you see, like your mother used to have told you, see, you would have studying. So your mother, when relatives come, she tell, hey, others go get sugar, man, get other things. So you would have thought, see, so if someone would have been, I would have focused more. So these thoughts only have materialized now as a Swiggy. Okay, it is nothing. They have solved the problem. So utilize it judiciously. Don't abuse it. Once you use it, it's not a problem. The problem starts with misuse, and it becomes a disaster when it becomes a abuse. So now it is in the abusing phase. Not even the misuse phase.
It's an abusing phase.
Yeah, abusing phase. So we have to retrieve it back. So how to retrieve it back? So step by step.
So you have some...
Yeah, if you want to order, just think twice whether this is required now. Can I come and get it in person while coming back from the office or the hospital? So just give a thought about it. That will solve your problem. Just give 2 minutes of thought whether you want it immediately or not.
You know, the other thing that has been troubling me in my head, it's not just the current generation that's being affected by this. It's already affected the next generation, because if you see the amount of kids who are overweight, it's really shocking.
Yes.
To see the number of overweight kids, and nobody is saying anything about it. It was a big thing in the West, you know, even a decade ago. People would say, you know, in America you already have overweight kids. We have started to see it here, you know. Young boys and girls who are 6, 7, 8, 9 are already overweight. Have you noticed this? What do you feel about it? Is it a real thing? Yeah.
No, definitely this problem is real. Let us not put mask on our face. So definitely the problem is real and we have to address it. So then the challenge comes like how to address and where to address, isn't it? So it starts with education.
Sure.
It's with educating the parents and also the children. See, now the parents are more sensitive than like 20-30 years before the parents were.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Now, if you would have asked for kurkure, you would have got one pat on your bum. Isn't it?
I got
that was later. So now, no, if the child he cries for even 10 seconds, 15 seconds, the parents are so sensitive, they can't tolerate that. And definitely they'll order from Swiggy again, instantly. So that is what is happening. So we have to educate the parents. And also parents will have a notion whatever they didn't get in their lifetime as a kid, so they are supposed to give to their kids. That is other wrong notion what they are carrying, because they don't know the impact of that. See, our parents, forefathers, they were not uneducated, so they were more scientifically evolved than this current generation. I would like to put in that way.
Wow.
Okay, so they knew how to handle the kids, so they used to make part of their journey. Isn't it? Now, if you see, before, whenever the parents, they used to go to market, they used to carry their kids to the market, and also they used to make their kids to carry the weight of that groceries.
Of the groceries.
Because they know how the household. Yes. So, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮನೆ ನಡೆಸೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅವಾಗಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಭಾರ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಭಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಹೋಗ್ಲೇಬೇಕು.
ಸೊ ಕೂಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಟೈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿ ಊಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ರಿಗಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್. And the problem is real. Definitely we should cut down ordering instantly to our kids. Adashte alla, not only kids, even the youngsters and also the early adulthood people, I contribute, like if you consider 100 diseases, 90 to 95% diseases is because of your diet and lifestyle. If you rectify that, so remaining 5 to 10% will be like accidental and your genetic hereditary, and very rarely some unfortunate thing might happen. Otherwise 90 to 95% the health disorders are resolved.
Yeah, I think on this genetic hereditary thing, right, what I've also seen is, especially in India, there is this convenient way of blaming your current health on your genes. You know, if you point out at someone's health condition, they'll say, what can I do? It is because of my forefathers. I've also become like this. But in reality, like you said, hereditary or genetic reasons are only 5 to 10%. If you do it right, the dominant trait will not be your gene. The dominant trait will be your effort, your lifestyle. Would you agree?
Yeah, as I told, see, that's a destiny.
Yeah.
Now if you want to carry out that destiny, is your choice. Now when you speak about hereditary or genetic, yes, certain definitely it will affect in the congenital by birth and also at some point of time. So that is our limitation and we have to accept that. The remaining thing, if certain genes which have to express at certain point of the time, so it has to give some effect on the physical body, so that the same thing has to be carried out. The same routine, the weather should be optimal for that, and the same lifestyle you have to carry out. But nowadays the people where they are carrying out their family lineage, the jobs, so they are into different thing. So we can't contribute completely about to the hereditary factors in that aspect. And in fact, if you see, that lineage was there, so they used to go to the field, work enough, get exposed to the sunlight, so certain disease won't pop up that time.
Now the exposure to sunlight and
Yes,
all of that has also reduced.
yes,
Both for kids and adults.
yes.
Exposure to sunlight has reduced a lot.
So I would like to tell my patients in a lighter way. So if they tell I don't have time, so then I tell them just order from Swiggy and Zomato, half kg sunlight. So they don't want to get exposed to the sunlight. And also there is such a notion that if you get exposed to the sunlight, so we might get cancer. So that is the propaganda from the Western people, where they are not aware.
Will give you cancer. Wow.
So we have a melanin pigment, which is a safeguarding agent against the cancer and UV rays.
Wow.
So some wrong notions we are carrying out. So our job is to educate them in a knowledgeable way.
So, Doctor, there are a few topics that I had noted down, which are a little more specific, and I think getting your perspectives on that will be helpful. To start with, I think this rising issue of sinus, especially in metropolitan cities, is quite a bit. I mean, we used to hear about it, but it is more common now. So what is the reason of sinus issue becoming more common? And a few thoughts on how do you deal around extreme cases of sinus.
Okay. So now coming to the sinuses, let's know a little bit about what are sinuses.
Sure.
So that will help us to understand better how can we take care of our sinuses. So there'll be different group of sinuses, around 30 to 40 sinuses in our face, so which are air-filled cavities, and now and then some secretions happen. In a simple way, we can consider it as a automated air conditioning. So the air comes in, so it gets air conditioned to the warm or the cool, then it passes to the lungs. Some of the secretions happen in the sinuses, they drain it out, and nature has designed such a way that you won't know the drainage is happening. So these are the functioning of the sinuses majorly. So when the problem arises, so I contribute into three aspects. One is regarding your structural aspect. If already some structural problem is there inside the sinuses, like the drainage outlets are small by birth or development, or due to trauma something happened over there, and the surrounding structures in the nose is blocking over there, so then it will cause more problem compared to the other people where they don't have the structural abnormality of the sinuses. Second thing, it comes like our weather and also the environment, the dust, especially the construction dust, and also diesel exhaust products. They are all triggering factors to secrete more secretions in the sinuses, either in form of inflammatory response or the allergy. So that will also create a sinus problem. And third thing is regarding your infectious pathology like viral, bacterial, and also the fungal pathology. So these three things attribute more for the sinus problem. So in this also there will be two types. One is the acute type where patient experiences like headache, facial pain, running nose block, these things. In chronic type, so they won't have these symptoms because the body would have accustomed and it would have designed in its own way to tackle this problem. So they will have more of a complaint of dry throat or frequent clearing of their throat, and they come up with the ear problem directly, or they come up with the eye, or the infection would have gone to the brain, and also most of the time they come with the dry cough or the vocal cord problem. So this is the chronic type. So chronic type patients are very difficult to identify by themselves. Only when we meet the doctor and they evaluate thoroughly, they come to know, okay, it's a chronic type. Acute type, yes, they can make out and they contribute. It's a simple weather thing, another thing, and they get treated. Home remedies. If it's a viral, home remedy will work. And if it's a bacterial, definitely they require a expert treatment regarding the antibiotic usage. And if it's other variant where a structural problem and where it is environmental, so then they require a long-term treatment.
Sure. So any reasons it has been increasing?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So as we discussed, like I think throughout this podcast, we are sticking to the diet, lifestyle, sunlight.
But
so
how
that
does
is
that have relation to sinus?
Yes, definitely. See now, in summer, most of the diseases of the body will come down. The expression will come down. The symptoms will come down because sunlight has such a tremendous effect on our body.
So you're naturally healthier.
Yes, naturally healthier. So getting exposed to the sunlight, that warmness, so that aids in the sinus health. It aids in the drainage part. So that is one of the best remedy for the sinusitis, the sunlight exposure. Not only in terms of vitamin D, because vitamin D, we have seen its role, it's just a tip of the iceberg. So it has a role in the allergic response, the immunity, bone health. So these are just the tip of the iceberg. So many more, the literature will come. So before that, let us accept sunlight is good for us because we are following from past 10,000 millions of years. So let us get into the like animals, how they do it. Than being nocturnal or isolated inside the home. Second part is our diet. As I told, diet plays major part. So in Ayurveda, so we categorize into Vata, Pitta and Kapha disorders. So in that, this sinusitis and all comes in the Kapha disorders, and allergic response, it comes in the Vata disorders. So these foods, so they tend to increase the sinus secretions. See, much more literature has to come. The evidence-based study has to come from the Western point of view. But if you take from the Ayurvedic point of view and the yogic science, definitely certain foods like milk products, I suggest my patients to avoid after sunset.
Okay.
If you want any milk product food.
Okay.
And avoid maida items and chili items, and also certain foods like banana and guava in certain seasons or during where they have the symptoms. And I ask them to take seasonal fruits which are natural immune boosters. At certain season, the certain fruit the nature gives, and you should make a habit of consuming it than storing it for year 3 out. That doesn't make sense.
Sure. Yeah, I think one of the points I think you've made clear is all of it starts with your health. The disorders may be many, but the solution ideally ties down to what you eat.
Root, yes.
Yeah, what you eat, how much exercise you get, how much sunlight exposure do you have, how much physical movement do you have. The disorders are many. I think that is a blanket solution. Just take care of your diet and your physical health. How is your diet and your physical exercise? Like, what do you do? Can we get into that a little, if you don't mind?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what do you try and maintain in terms of eating your meals, number of meals, timing of meals, exercise? Yeah.
So when we choose our diet, it should be according to a requirement.
Okay.
So even when I go home, parents tell, see, at this age you have to eat a lot. So I simply tell them, if it's required, definitely I will ask you.
Okay.
Isn't it? Now see, for a policeman, you can't give a diet where it is given for a layman person or a sedentary person. Similarly, for the army person, you can't give the same diet. It is individualized, tailored. So what I follow myself is, so morning time I usually have fruits around 10:30, 11 o'clock.
10:30, 11?
Yes.
Until 10:30, 11?
Fasting. The night fasting will continue.
Okay.
And afternoon I will have a very good meal, which includes ragi ball and the rice and sambar and sprouts and some kind of jaggery I will have with that as a
Where
sweet.
is the parota, paneer butter masala?
That
Gulab
comes.
jamun.
So when I meet Adarsh and we go out, where they insist, I can't say no to them.
No, you said good meal, no?
Yeah. So that good meal, that is not a good meal.
That is not a good meal. Agreed.
That is a good meal once in a while, not for every day.
So there's ragi ball. What else you said?
The rice, sambar and sprouts, or we make it with beans and carrot palya or beetroot palya. So it's like a mixture of all tastes will be there.
Maneyindane ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ? How do you?
Yes. ಮನೇಲೆ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮನೇಲಿ ಕುಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. Yes. So that one. And evening again I'll have two kinds of fruits. And night like around 8:39, because my work routine doesn't permit. I'll be very happy if I can shift before 7 o'clock, the meal, last meal. So then I'll have a little bit of khichdi or something.
Light again.
So major meal is the lunch. Yes, as I told, tailoring, if I have back-to-back cases, more number of surgeries, then definitely I'll have idli vada in the morning. Like how I did today. So if it's a very long day and more energy is required, definitely
Then idli vada.
So based upon the requirement.
Very inspiring to listen to this, because I feel there are always two types of people: a dense diet, light diet. And I think when you meet a person, you'll know. And it's not just the physical implications, right? I think it's also the mental implications, the type of thoughts you have, the way you are able to manage stress. Like, I'm sure when a problem comes up, you don't easily get agitated. Would you agree? I mean, how do you?
Yeah, if agitation leads to solving the problem, definitely we can get agitated. If it is not leading, then definitely no.
Definitely no. Does your family also stand in line with this type of diet?
Now most of them, yes.
Now most of them. So they've changed over time.
Yes.
Okay.
Because mind requires pramana, isn't it? It requires proof. We can exist like this also. Because their memory and their habits would have taught them. So once they see, okay, some person, we can exist nicely, joyfully like this, then the shift happens.
What fruits do you suggest we have right now in this weather?
That's a very good question. See, apple definitely you can have. No worries. And if you don't have a sinus related issue, allergy related issue, definitely guava is good to go. Pomegranate is good to go. That also, it is not like everyone can have every fruit. So in that way, our yogic science and Ayurveda tells about what kind of body nature, and certain fruits you need to avoid to an extent. not like everyone does. Now what Aditya is having, so his body composition is not the same as you.
Yeah.
So then it is not suggestible for him to have the same kind of fruit, so much quantity like how we tell the others. So it's tailor made.
Wow. And how do we know? So we come to you and we ask you,
Yeah, definitely.
and you will give us
Yeah.
you'll give us like a diet.
Yeah, that is one thing. Otherwise, in a simple way, like how you can choose yourself is, see, if you are not getting a gastric problem, okay, so then you are not a person like more of pitta. In a simple way, I'm telling. Okay, so then definitely you can have food, a little bit of spice and other things. Okay, if you are a pitta person, definitely spice food is not advisable to you. And if you are overweight, okay, so you are sedentary, lazy, so then you are like a kapha type of variant. So then definitely food like heavy carbs, sweets, so they are not so suitable to you. Means if you have to overcome that, if you want to be in that state, definitely go ahead, no doubt. You can have that. And next is the vata type, where you are very restless, you can't sit at one place, you are more of hyperactive person. So then those people should avoid these potato items and other thing. So this is for the self assessment. Now coming to the specific diseases, like as I told, allergy and all, so for them this vata predominant will be there. So then they should avoid this maida items and potato items largely. And if they're having this sinus issues and all, then kapha items. So for that, as I told, milk products in the evening time, too much of sweets, to avoid that. And next comes the pitta type, where we tend to see the silent gastritis with the vocal cord changes, so that we call it as LPRD, laryngopharyngeal reflex disease. So they should avoid this green chili, red chili, too much of spices, all these things.
Sure. One of the things that happen when people start to change their diet is cravings.
Yes.
Hunger cravings. What are healthy ways for people to beat hunger cravings?
So first you should know whether your body is craving or mind is craving.
Most of the times is the mind,
isn't it? So you should make it understand it is for the body what I'm taking this decision. Now if I ask you till now what you have done for your body,
you're asking me?
Yes.
I think not much. I think at least what I've done is, my job is very physically demanding. So there's a lot of walking, lot of travel. On a day where I'm delivering a session, there's a good 15 to 18,000 steps. There's good amount of physical carrying of luggage that happens. But I think, that's on the professional front. But on the personal front, not much. Like, I quit alcohol. That was a...
Why did you quit alcohol?
Hangovers were a lot.
That is for the mind.
But I think even physically I feel better. Like, without...
That is because your mind is assessing the body, isn't it?
Yeah.
So largely, no one is aware what their body requires.
Yeah.
And either it will be in control of emotions or in control of mind. That's it.
Okay.
Now, if someone is going to gym, if they want to build a body, it is because of the mind, because they want to look good, not for the body purpose. Not for the body.
It's a motivation.
It's just the mind thing. But majorly the body is neglected, because that is the only place where we are. Okay, so we have to take care of the body. So ask the question, what you have done till for the body. Not
you
even
tell me, sir. You tell me now.
So definitely you have to take care of the body in terms of three things. One, with the diet. Next, you have to keep it healthy by being active, exercising it. Third, to be in coordination with the mind, you have to practice this pranayama and meditation. That's how you can take care of the body.
And do you personally offer these services? Like,
yeah, definitely we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
At Trident Care?
Not specifically from the Trident case. So Trident case will not, due to time constraint.
You
So
don't get
definitely
into it
yes.
much.
So we don't get into the much, but we do offer this Kriya workshops are there.
Oh,
So
wow.
we have specifically designed certain Kriyas, so which brings in aligning your mind, body, and emotions,
Sure.
and to become more productive. And where you will start knowing the difference whether it is your body need or mind craving.
And this happens at the center?
Not in the center. No, that we have a specific place,
Different physical
venue.
location.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So there we do this.
Okay, super. Let's move on to a few other topics that I wanted to cover. I think one of the things that we had discussed, we wanted to talk about was the loss of hearing in adults, right, as you age because of certain secretions that happen in your ears. So can you educate us about what these secretions are and how does it lead to loss of hearing, and how do we stay aware of it so that it doesn't happen to a lot of us?
Yeah. So in terms of secretion, since you mentioned, so let us come with the normal physiological secretion, which happens, that is called wax, or Kannadadalli guggi anta karitare. So that is a normal thing, that is a body protective reflex which happens because to prevent any foreign materials to getting in, like small insects. So it acts as a barrier. It has a very good antibacterial component also, which prevents the fungal infection of the skin. So, and also it has a lubricating property. So these are the core properties of the wax, where we suggest our patients not to meddle with that. Yes, when to get it treated? So when the secretion is more, it is causing like more of ear block where the clarity of sound is less. So that's when the cleaning of the wax is required. Otherwise, nearly 90 to 99% nothing to be done for that. In some patients where the wax gets dried up, it leads to the itching. So then also the treatment is required to clean it. This is the normal physiological thing. Now comes the pathological, where the diseases are. So where there is a infection of the ear in a broader outlook, and there'll be like 3 parts mainly. That is the outer, middle, and the inner ear. So whenever the middle ear disease, that is the behind the eardrum, the middle ear, so it gets infected, it secretes. So then it has to come out, isn't it? So nature has designed such a way, so the least resistance is our eardrum. So it comes out and pours outside. If it is happening inside, then it will injure our brain and the inner ear. That's how intelligently the nature has designed. So it is indicating some problem is happening in you. Kindly take care of it at the earliest. But what we do, since the ears are 2, so we tend to ignore it because the other ear is functioning well. So we come at a later stage where most of the hearing loss would have occurred and the infection would have spread to some other structures where we can't retrieve it. So then we do something called functional surgery for that. So where we replace the eardrum and make the hearing conductive hearing to happen over there. Now, how to take care of that? So definitely, if someone is having ear discharge, kindly don't take it lightly. Thanks to these antibiotics, so we used to see during our UG days and all, because of this ear infection, most of the patients, they used to have this brain infection because the antibiotic were not well discovered at that time. So now, because of good antibiotics, at least they are not getting to that stage, but definitely ignoring, they are having these problems.
Having issues.
Yeah, it might lead to the imbalance giddiness issue also, some kind of extra sound in the ear that we call it as tinnitus, ringing in the ears. So these are the things. And at the later part, definitely they will not be able to use the assistive hearing aids because the ear will be leaking. So if you tend to use the hearing aids, that will get damaged, the physical damage. So they might lead to that stage, and that will lead to the social segregations. They can't mingle, have the social life. So these are the problems.
Wow.
So I put any disease as a 3. That is, it has a short-term implications, mid-term implications, and long-term implications. Most of the time, they won't be knowing about the long-term implications. The cause-effect relationship, they won't be knowing that. So that's how they tend to ignore.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing up the awareness. I hope more people are able to hear this and get more aware. I think it's most of the times it's just about giving that extra attention.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes.
That's all it takes.
Right kind of attention.
Yeah. At the right time.
Yeah, not with discussing with your friends. ಹೀಗಾಗಿದೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬೆಳ್ಳುಳ್ಳಿ ಇಡು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೊಬ್ಬರಿ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹಾಕೋ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Not that kind of extra attention. So with the judicial authoritative expert opinion, it will be resolved.
Sure. Let's go on to some more interesting topics for the day. I think we were discussing.
So we consider this were not more interesting?
Or I would say more controversial. More controversial, I can say. Interesting, I think anything on this table has been interesting today. But
controversy is when you say no. When you accept it, it won't become a controversy.
Oh. Okay. The topic is alcohol and health.
Okay, yeah.
Of course.
It's a good topic.
So, I mean, we've already spoken about this on this episode itself, that I was an active consumer of alcohol for a good part of my life. I think almost a decade. And when it was the right time, when I knew that it's only getting worse, not only how much I was consuming, but the impact it was having on my social life, social relationships, ability to focus the next day, things like that. I did realize it's done. But I think that point kept aside, what I want to bring focus and what I wanted you to speak more on was how the consumption of alcohol at a younger age has become common now, right? In the 90s, in the early 2000s, of course, there was alcohol consumption and a lot of it, but at least there was this age bar that people tried to maintain, saying, get to 21, get to 22 before you have your first drink and things like that. I think one thing I wanted you to address was the impact of young teenagers getting into, drinking and alcoholism early. And second, maybe what I want to get your opinion on was, how does one start the journey of, getting rid of something like alcohol? Yeah.
Okay. See, alcohol. See, nothing in this world is bad, according to me, if you see in a broader sense.
I already like your perspective.
Because, see, alcohol can be used as a medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol is what we use as a disinfectant for our hands. And alcohol is what saved most of us in COVID, not by drinking, but using optimally.
Mm-hmm.
So, the thing is, you should know when to use, how to use. If you know that, nothing is bad in this world.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, coming to the alcohol, as you suggested that 18 years of age limit, isn't it? See, why that age limit is there? Not because of the physical thing, that is one of the part. So that your mind gets responsibility sense. Now, if you have a heavy work or if there is upcoming exams, will you consume alcohol? No. If you know the seriousness of that exams or the work, definitely. So to achieve that state of mind, it requires at least 18 years at this era. But now we have to increase it up to 24, where you have to give the responsibility of the family. Then you have to keep alcohol and ask them to choose what do you want. If you give them alcohol initially, definitely there is a sense of escaping.
Yeah.
Then they won't take up any responsibilities of the family, nation, or the near and dear ones. So education is one of the part of it. Second thing is, kindly don't look into as a revenue source. There are major things which can bring the revenue to the government or to the nation. Still, if we limit our search or thought, yes, this is one of the source for the revenue, then nothing is going to change. How much ever you give the education, because that is one is easily available, and they know, okay, if you consume this, nothing is going to happen. That is for a short term. But how about the addictiveness to the mind? Can anyone gauge, okay, now Adarsh has this much willing capacity, I will allow him to drink alcohol. Can anyone certify it? No, because you can't gauge the mind.
Yeah.
There is a limitation for your physical body. After 180 ml or 360 ml, your body won't coordinate with you.
Yeah.
That's how they limit. If body has so much of unlimitedness, barrel they would have taken in a single gulp.
True.
So mind has a limitedness, but not the mind. Body has the limitedness, not the mind. So definitely it has to work from the government perspective also, the governing body, and also the household family members holds the most important position in that. And also select your peers according to that. As I was telling you the beginning, our friends are nothing but they are extension of our comfort zone. If you want to do something, you'll choose the comfort zone and friends accordingly.
Yeah.
If one friend doesn't like some kind of horror movie, you look for the other friend who enjoys that and you go with them. Similarly, so you choose your friend zone accordingly.
True.
Where they will slap on your face and get into the reality. Telling, see, this is what it is. But always it should be informed choice. So you can't put restriction for a very long time. That will create more craving. So it should be always an informed choice. Show them both the worlds. Okay, and I'm not against tasting it or having it.
Yeah.
But how do you gauge what is better for whom? That is the major gray area. Once you know that, better you keep it in the restricted zone.
A restricted zone. Nice. So you are saying that there has to be a age bar.
No doubt about it. At least they will have sense of responsibility behind their decision.
Sure. And you're saying it should be about 24.
Yeah. Because at least their masters they would have been pursuing or they would have got into the job. So they know what the society is. Before that, your parents will be guarding you very well. It's not like a Western society where they'll throw you out after 16. So they guard you even after you have children, grandchildren here.
It's a lifelong subscription.
Yeah. Parents are the guardian angels for you throughout.
That's the good part of our society.
Yes.
The best part of our society, I think.
That's what we are still at least not getting into the depression. Okay. True. Otherwise,
it would have been very hard.
Yes. Then not only alcohol, many other abuse.
Other drugs would have made its way by now.
Yes.
Thankfully, it's still around alcohol only. It's not gotten worse. True. Anyway, we'll move on to some of the other interesting topics. One of them was on hearing aids and Apple AirPods. What is this latest technology that we are talking about? Are hearing aids getting better? What is the future of hearing aids? Yeah, a few words on that.
Okay. Now, first of all, I think Apple, they are yet to get the certification from the American board. FDA. So till then they can't sell that as a hearing aid. Only thing is they can use as an enhanced hearing device. Otherwise they can't do that. Apple AirPods, they have done enough research and also they want to contribute to the society, no doubt about it. But we should understand what type of hearing loss and what type of hearing aid goes well together.
Hearing loss?
Yes.
Okay.
Hearing loss. So now, for example, that we were discussing about the discharge from the ear, isn't it? So that we call it as conductive hearing loss.
Okay.
And somewhere the nerve gets weakened on its own or due to the infection or some other reason. So that's when the sensory neural part of the hearing loss happens. So they require different kind of hearing aid where we have something called channel for the hearing aid, like so many channels for better amplification or providing the better hearing sense to the patient, and also the surrounding feedback, noise feedback, all those things. So Apple AirPods, they are still in the infant stage probably in this, but definitely they are not going to replace the existing hearing aids because they require physical examination from the doctor and to assess what kind of hearing loss is happening, and then they can have a choice. Definitely they can go with the Apple AirPods as a hearing aid once the FDA approval occurs, or with the already existing hearing aids.
Sure. And in terms of affordability of these hearing aids, how are we doing as a country?
affordability changes with time. Now, for example, if I have 100 rupees, for me 10 rupees, fine, I can spend. But if I have 12 rupees, 12 rupees is not affordable to me at this point of time.
Sure.
So if you ask me in that sense, now the country is such a situation, people are quite affordable. Not the scenario as like 10-15 years before. And definitely it ranges from thousands to lakhs is there. That also it depends like what is their nature of job, whether he's in a CEO position, how much his hearing will impact his life, his work, his family and friends. So that is what the decision making is. It's not like a blanket solution, it's a tailor-made solution for them.
And this you're saying, is it a growing thing only in cities, or have we been able to go into tier 2 and tier 3 as well?
See, if people are aware of their problem, definitely they'll reach to the tier 3 also for the solution, isn't it? Now, if you ask me like hearing loss, where it is more predominantly affected, I think that is what your question meant to be, isn't it? Where it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So yes, rural population as age related, anyone can get hearing loss. There is no doubt about it. So that we call it as presbycusis, age related hearing loss. So what we used to tend to see like after 65 years, so people used to get this hearing loss. And if their genetical history is there, so hereditary is there, so they used to get at the earlier point of time. Nowadays what we are seeing, so due to use of close source of hearing like hearing earphone, headphone, AirPods, they are getting into this presbycusis era very early stage. Because any close source of hearing is not good for the ear. Otherwise the nature would have designed in such a way, isn't it? So nature has designed in such a way that it should be a distal source of hearing. So no close proximity of hearing should be there. Until unless there is some confidential meeting, you can use it, or else stick to the loudspeaker. And nowadays due to use of this mobile phone and what do you say, that consuming the content very much. So if they are using earphones and headphones even in the tier 3, tier 2 cities, no doubt we'll tend to see them probably within next 20-30 years, yes, with the hearing loss.
What is the average duration you would suggest beyond which a person should not use earphones or AirPods in a day?
My view is different. See, don't gauge with the others' average. So you might be exception. We don't know what is your state of hearing currently and how your ear responds to that. Average is where we take 100 people and we categorize that as 70 to 90. Okay, this. But if you are in that 10, so definitely avoid using earphones, headphones majorly. And if you take it as average, so whenever you are using it, so use it like 40 to 50% of the total volume, not more than that.
Of the device, what
yes, device, definitely not more than that. And also only for meetings use it. Don't go with the YouTube description telling for better experience use the earphones. Definitely no, that is not suggestible. That is not suggestible.
Wow.
You know what? The more you block your senses, you limit your mind. That is what they are into.
The more you block your senses, you limit your mind.
So if you keep a close source of hearing, so your mind gets limited to that. It won't be vast. You can't do multitasking. Can you do?
No.
If we are having a conversation now, if someone calls you also, your mind is alert. It can sense that, isn't it? Similarly, now TV is such a distance. If something is happening, your temporal vision, everything will aid you.
Got it.
But once you wear the near source of vision with the goggles or the so definitely you will become more sensory driven individual, not the purpose driven individual.
I think that's where unfortunately the world is heading also, no? With the Meta Oculus that has come, now they want to put the screen on your eyes. before it was.
Definitely, I won't say it is unfortunate. See, all
No, it's good. Again, you're gonna end up with only watching movies and playing video games. No?
Once
The average
once it reaches from the point of problem solving to the commercial, then the problem arises.
Begins.
So once you look into the commercial point, definitely they want more users, more buyers, okay, repeated users. That's when the problem occurs. Because this meta and all is such a device even for the medical field to learn the new skills where you will have the realistic experience. So you should know where to use, when to use.
I wanted to move back slightly into Trident Care as an organization. We spoke a lot about services that you'll provide. What are y'all into? What has your personal journey been with Trident Care in terms of giving back to the society, and how are you involved in day-to-day activities where you're doing things for the benefit of society?
So giving back question arises once we think we are taking from the society.
Okay.
So we are in the society.
Sure.
So we are part of the society
Got it.
and we are doing with the society. So there is nothing called giving back.
Got it.
So then the finance, commercial, everything comes, isn't it? Give and take policy. So withholding will be there. All kind of negative aspects of the emotions will arise. So what we are doing in Trident cases, just we are acting like a bridge where binding the age-old tradition or the wisdom with the modern technology and providing holistic or the wholesome solution to the patient or the needy. That is what the main vision of the Trident case is.
And how many people are involved in doing these things on a daily basis?
So now we have come up with the Trident Care's ENT Super Speciality Center, where we are dedicated only with the ENT related problems. So where we give super specialty approach to certain surgeries, like one surgery, one surgeon specialized in specifically in that surgery. That is what approach we have started with. So we have a team of doctors, around 7 doctors we are there, so who are specialized in certain kind of surgeries, and they'll be operating certain kind of surgeries where the patient come with certain problems. Apart from that, yes, there are many backbones, our employees and also co-workers and also the patients who inspire us every day, so to give our beloved service.
Sure. You mentioned there's a big team at Trident that takes care of things, but personally, in your personal life, who are your friends who have been there for you? Who are these supporters who stand by Dr. Santosh even to date?
So as I rightly told you beginning of the discussion, if I mention few names, the unheard names, they might feel little pinch.
No, but at least the closest.
So now you are there, Aditya are there, even you are part of it. So every day whom we meet, right, they become part of Trident case.
Wow.
Whether willingly or unwillingly, but we consider them as a part of it.
Sure.
So that we are following from the day of inception. Okay. So if you consider that, so I would just in a simple way tell the patients are the backbone of that.
Wow. What is the future of Trident Care? What are things that you vision for this organization in the coming years?
So, vision is the right word than the future. Because
I've learned.
Yes. Because future is a word which brings stress and also uncertainty to you. So vision is a good, better word. So vision is now, we have this modern medicine and also the Ayurveda and the homeopathy and yogic science, naturopathy. So all as a segregated sector. So everyone is looking that as an individual sector. But what we see as whatever is existing in the world has its own purpose.
Sure.
Isn't it? So if homeopathy is existing from past century or so, it has its some purpose. That's why the nature is supporting it. And Ayurveda is there from the beginning. So even after so much of dominance for 700 years downtrodden by invaders in India, it's still persisting because it has its essence. And modern medicine is so evolving, that means even it has its own essence. Otherwise, it won't have evolved. Where everyone is trying to solve the problem of the people. If we rightly use it at the right time, so everything will play a part.
Sure.
Including the yogic science, the naturopathy. So we are working towards that, where we can treat the patients in which aspect they might get the result.
And is there any alternative way, or is this the only way?
No, see, we are covering all the ways.
Okay.
See, all rivers leads to the ocean.
Okay.
So we are thinking of creating a ocean.
Sure.
So where does the alternate way comes?
I think whatever is possible, you all are planning to get that in and
See,
have that as
don't have a limited approach. See, my practice core is as a surgeon.
sure.
In the modern medicine, where I have super specialized certain techniques where very few people they can do in this India or the world or in the Bangalore. But I shouldn't limit to this is the only way, my way or no way. No. So you should think as your family members who are coming to you, who are seeking a genuine problem, or some friends who are coming to you.
Sure.
So then your approach will be unbiased and open approach, isn't it? If someone comes and asks you, Adarsh, how is your company doing? Okay. If your colleagues come and ask, the answer will be different.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But if your friends or family, then you'll give them the open approach.
Oh.
What is good in this? What is bad? What is best for you?
Got it.
That is what we are visioning.
Beautiful. Just a few things that is more about Dr. Santosh and not about Trident before we conclude. How have you looked at money? How have you had financial goals? Do you have financial goals? What is your advice on making money? Yeah.
See, money is very, very, very essential part of the existence. Laukikvagi. Laukikvagi, if you want to exist in the Laukik world, materialistic world, definitely money is one of the part of it and you have to accept it. Now, for example, Adarsh, can you pass me the water? So, if there was a empty, how will you pass me? So, there should be something with you to contribute or to share, isn't it? Now, if you want to share the good treatment or the better treatment to our beloved patients or near and dear ones, we should have already with us. And that is gauged by the finance, isn't it? But that doesn't limit our skillful consultation thing, so that we are anyhow doing that. But that also we are working into, so how we can raise the fund and to reach more needy people where they can't afford. And financial goal, definitely it's there. So if you want to create a ocean, so you have to have a financial goal, isn't it? Like how to raise the fund and other things. And definitely you will be also part of it.
Glad. Yeah. In terms of daily meditation, how much time do you spend now? How much time are you able to keep aside for it?
Now, what I say is, see, there is no separate thing for mind, body or emotions. So it happens each and every second and minute. That is what I look into it. But if you ask me the practice, like without any regarding the medical practice or the personal, engulfment with the people. So for self time for the mind is 20 minutes.
In the morning?
Yes, morning.
As soon as you wake up, or how does it work?
Yes, after you wake up, so do your Nitya Kramas. So after that Nitya Kramas, you do some Kriya, Surya Namaskara, Asanas. So then, first you have to, train your body. Body na dansadu antivalla. So you have to stretch, then relax. Otherwise, the relaxation will become jailed for you. You won't know that value. So
You have to earn the...
Yes, you have to stretch the body and relax the mind. But we are doing differently now. We are stretching the mind and relaxing the body.
Oh, wow.
That is the lifestyle disorder.
Wow. I think on that note, Dr. Santosh, I want to ask you if there's anything on the table that you feel we haven't spoken about. We can take it up right here, because from my end, I think I've had my share of digging your brain today and listening to you.
No,
But
whatever you're digging, it's not the brain. It's not at all the brain, because brain has a limited function.
Oh, wow.
So now coming to it, the problem or the methodology of taking the answers from me is you have to question. If you question, the answer will come. Otherwise, I'll just be quiet.
No, I think I'm good. This is, like I said, what I think I really enjoyed over the last 1.5 hours or so is the fact that, one, you didn't step back from answering anything that I asked you. Two, I think you were able to touch upon so many different things. And that was something that I was really looking forward from you. That will we be able to cover a multitude of topics. So I think I would like to thank you for that. I think that has been nice to sit here and listen about so many various topics.
No, thank you for being medium of that. Definitely, you are playing a very pivotal role, like a screen on the data, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there'll be different emotions, different characters. So you're just being part of a screen, and that screen holds a lot of value.
I'm glad. The name of the podcast is On a Personal Note. So definitely, I want to add in this one personal message. I know we met for a certain reason, and we had a certain plan, which I think we have beautifully executed, at least in my opinion. But what I've enjoyed is just the positivity you've shared with us today. And I also feel like beyond this episode, I have this opportunity to learn from you. I think now I can say that I've earned the opportunity to call you when I want to, if
Definitely.
I want to check on a few things. Some of the things that have, I think, remained a constant battle for me has been my diet, or a constant diet, right? And there is this deep need of following a lifestyle of light eating, following a lifestyle of more exposure to the sun, following a lifestyle where consumption of some of these fatty items are lesser. But I think it comes harder to some of us than to the rest of them. And I also really enjoyed knowing that there is so much perspective towards spirituality, and there's a very unique way that you express your spirituality, and those things make me very happy, because I told you the whole reason we started this was we want to know interesting people. And I think you're not just interesting, but I think you're someone who we can look up to and depend on when things are needed. So I wanted to thank you for that, because that's what I felt today. Yeah,
It's always mutual, Adarsh.
Yeah.
Always what do you say? Abundance brings out the abundance.
Oh wow.
Okay? And depriving always brings out the depriving.
Oh wow.
So if you are abundant yourself, yes, definitely you can share that abundance with anyone. And if you're feeling that thanks towards someone, definitely you are good by core, by heart.
Because what I truly enjoy, the trait that I truly enjoy in a person is being limitless. When I see a person being limited, I already don't feel that good. Being limitless does not come out of being knowledgeable. Being limitless comes out of having a big heart, being kind, and being humble. When you're kind, humble, and genuinely happy, you're automatically limitless. So I think the word limitless you used it very right. The word limitless and abundant, right? So I think I was able to share that abundance and limitless, thought process. And one limitless mind does recognize another limitless mind. So yeah, I think it's a good connection we have made today.
So till you are in a sense of giving,
Yeah.
take it granted you are limitless.
Wow.
Once you go to the stage of receiving, then you becomes limited.
True. Wow. Nice. As long as you're in giving, it's limitless. Yeah.
It is limitless.
Super. Thank you, doctor. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you,
for taking the
Adarsh.
time.
Thank you, Aditya, for having me here and bringing out this episode wonderfully.
Yeah.
And even yes, I did enjoy a lot because this is one of the medium where we can share instantly and in a larger scale.
Yeah.
Before it used to happen that we used to get together, chit chat, see this is good, that is good. Now we are sharing digitally.
Yeah.
So probably this might also get reach to many people who are in need of that and bring little bit of change in them. Little change will bring a very big change.
That's the hope. Thank you for taking time. Thank you for trusting us to speak not just about you, but about your journey with Trident, about your team. Best wishes to your team on all the work that they're doing. We'd love to come and see the space once, and hopefully we get to shoot some content in your new studio.
Definitely.
I hear that Dr. Santosh is taking over our industry now. He's becoming a podcaster himself very soon.
The word podcaster is new, but we used to do the same job in a different way.
Sure. So we'd love to come by and
Definitely.
what you all are
Please
doing.
Please come by.
And thanks to Rishi and Sanji as well.
Yes.
For helping out. Thanks Rishi, thanks Sanji for making this possible for us and making this connection happen. We completely respect everything you've spoken on this table. We have had our own journey. It's not been easy, but I think when we meet people like you, it's just a reassurance that we are on the right path. So thank you for making us feel this way.
Thank you, Adarsh. Thank you.
This was episode number 120, and this was Dr. Santhosh Kumar spilling beans on topics from AirPods to ENT super speciality to dietary health to spirituality to religion and whatnot. It was a deep ocean of knowledge that we got a little glimpse of. I understand we couldn't deep dive into a lot of things that you might have wished for, but if you've watched till here, let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you have any questions. We'd be happy to answer them with the help of Dr. Santosh here. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.